Hi, my name is Eleanor Ricky, and this is my case study on Saffola cooking oil. Saffola cooking oil is a product of the brand Marico Limited, which is basically just an Indian-based consumer good company. Saffola cooking oil is pretty much just a healthier version of your typical cooking oil, and in 1971, Harsh Mehrawala became a part of what was once known as the Bombay Oil Industries team. He pretty much completely transformed the Bombay Oil team and brought it into Marico Limited. After years of developing this newfound entity, in 1990, Harsh became the managing director of Marico Limited and was able to entirely change the market of the company. So within the Marico Limited company, he made the main product lines Nature Care and Healthcare. Amongst these products, developed Saffola cooking oil, which was marketed to its audience as a healthier cooking oil that contained higher polyunsaturated fatty acid. What were the situations that they were trying to address with IMC? So throughout its many years of advertising, Saffola constantly faced the issue of how to best position itself to its audience. The product's target market was initially men of ages 45 and up that specifically lived in urban areas. The company found that usually their target market bought their product due to a recommendation from a doctor if they had a heart-related medical condition. This meant that Saffola felt the need to be strategically marketed as a brand for the healthy heart in order to attract the right audience. Saffola created the Saffola Healthy Heart Foundation in 1991, which at the time was a path-breaking marketing effort. The foundation actually ended up convincing a lot of doctors to recommend heart patients to switch to Saffola cooking oil. And another significant marketing effort was in 2000 when a dramatic 30-second video ad was released where a middle-aged man was rushed to the hospital from heart failure, and he ends up dying in the video, and the voiceover at the end of the advertisement says, "There are many things that affect your husband's heart that you can't control, but there is one thing you can do: switch to Saffola, it's life insurance." So it was a really dramatic ad that scared consumers a little bit, and in India especially, these marketing campaigns were effective, but not really so much in other parts of the world. In addition to that, other Saffola cooking oil products were introduced, but the success of Saffola's campaigns were very short-lived after that. Even the introduction of their new products didn't really meet the market that well. And as other oil brands were introduced to the market, such as Sundrop and Goldwinner, Saffola was not able to match their competition in areas of both price and even health consciousness because they were producing oils that were so much lighter than Saffola. What were the goals of the company/campaign? So the goals were initially to alert the consumers about the link between using unhealthy cooking oils and heart issues. However, because Saffola's marketing campaigns, especially the commercial about the man being rushed to the hospital, were so intense and left such an imprint on their audience, the marketing message was really just meeting such a small audience, and as a result, consumers were just viewing Saffola as a prescription brand rather than actually viewing it as a cooking oil. So in the year 2001, Marico realized this and they decided to partner with a marketing research agency to assess a typical household reaction of their product. So the study basically just proved what was already known, that people just thought of Saffola as a product that was associated with heart failure and not really as a kitchen household product. So once Saffola realized that this was the effect of their initial marketing campaigns, they began to reposition their brand. So rather than marketing themselves as a product that facilitated a lot of fear around itself, they opted for a more optimistic route while focusing on marketing towards healthier families as a whole. However, the success of that campaign was also short-lived, which I'll talk about later. This meant that once again the company had to reposition itself and evaluate why they weren't doing so well in their market. So once again, the company partnered with a different advertising team to now determine the consumer's view of the company again. And still the consumer base just saw Saffola as this heart failure related product and nothing more. So again, Saffola decides to figure out a new market for themselves, which was a target market of 25 to 45-year-old women and couples that focused on positive and healthy living. As a result, Saffola ended up creating the product Saffola Gold, which attempted to target this entirely new demographic. How did IMC help this company? So during their first repositioning of their brand, which was initially to attract families, the company promoted healthy living by introducing Saffola NutriBlend, which was a Cardi rice brand blend. This new product also included a video advertisement, which was titled "To Live with Good Health." The advertisement was positive and upbeat, and it focused on a range of age groups participating in physical activity. In addition, a new Saffola logo appeared in the advertisement, and it stated, "Saffola, the heart of a healthy family," which was their new tagline. In addition, Saffola also attempted to create relationships with sports clubs, health clubs, and gyms in order to market themselves to a healthier audience. Although the success of this campaign was short-lived, it did facilitate a growth of 15% for the company, which still was better than nothing. Later on, the company also focused on a 360-degree marketing approach, where they had events such as Laughter Olympics, World Heart Day, and Dial a Dietitian program, which all were positive things for their marketing program. So some elements of the campaign that I would change or enhance. So the first thing that I would change is the way that Saffola oil initially presented itself to the consumer. I think that, especially the commercial that featured the middle-aged man dying from heart failure, was so extreme, and it left such an imprint on their audience that, consumers couldn't disconnect this idea of heart failure and Saffola cooking oil connecting. So I think that it turned so many people away from Saffola, and they didn't even consider buying it unless they had an issue with their heart. I think that if Saffola also would have, showed their product in a different light, it could have given consumers such a different initial mindset. And also, Saffola wasn't able to compete with their competition, not only due to this reason, but also because they never considered lowering their prices, and also because it took them such a long time to find different ways to produce their product. Once they actually did produce their product in other ways, it was beneficial for them, but it just took so many years for that process. And I also said if they had advertised themselves as a cheaper product, they probably would have increased sales. So some ways that this company could have used IMC to reach their goal. One of the major ways that the company could have used IMC to reach their goal is by continuing to introduce new products to stand out from their competition. I think that it's such a small market, cooking oil, that, it's not really easy to compete, but I think that Saffola could have introduced some different types of products that, really set themselves apart. It didn't have to be necessarily a cooking oil, but they could have produced different products. I think that the products, once they did introduce new products, like I kind of said earlier, it was very positive, but the company really didn't continue doing that. And also I think that the constant rebranding for the company was really confusing, and I think that Saffola could have just stuck to one category of people at a time instead of constantly switching their market, which I'm sure was so confusing for consumers and for the company itself. yeah, so that is my case study. Thank you guys for watching.